Welcome back to base camp, Western North Carolina. We're back down here on the coast on this continuing project. This is the same one. We put this hand pump down in this well. There's a grid powered 220 pump. This is an artesian flowing well, so that is an overflow drain line coming out. And today what we're doing is we are working on this 275 gallon tote. We are rigging it up mainly for hurricane season, so we can have a battery powered 12-volt pump when the grid goes down. Okay, we're inside here. Got it mounted up on the tripod so I don't make y'all sick. As I said, this is a 275 gallon tote, and the whole purpose of this thing is when a storm comes, everybody goes to a generator, and the generator is then tied up, a good bit of it's tied up, supplying grid power to the 220 volt pump. So when the hurricane, or hopefully before the hurricane hits, to fill this tank up, that'll give them 275 gallons of water. Sitting down here in this thing, I hopefully got enough light on this thing to be able for you to be able to see it. This is a 12 volt pump right here. It does about 3.5 gallons a minute at about 40 to 50 pound of pressure. What we have it rigged up is it comes out of the bottom of the tote. This is the line right here. This is the supply line. Goes into the pump. The pump has its own regulator, pressure switch and regulator on it. Comes out, goes up this supply line right here, which goes into the regular house water system. Let me move over here and see this. And what this is it comes up this hose, and this is a one-way check valve, and it just supplies into the regular house water system. The grid power pump operates on a 40 to 50 pound of pressure. The battery operated pump will work on a 30 to 40 pound of pressure. I've designed this system for a reason that if it's hooked up to the batteries and working, all you have to do is when the grid power goes down, the battery pump automatically comes on. If you're not there, your wife, kids, anybody else don't have to go in and turn this valve off, turn this valve on. Forget about it. When the grid comes on, your pump is then running dead-headed pressure up against something with the valve closed and burn your motor up down in your well. So this thing is all set up so when the grid goes down, it'll just come on and go to pumping. 275 gallons of water will last you a good week, maybe even longer, in a hurricane or grid down situation. Just that most houses have a electric hot water heater, and you're going to be really hardcore to be taking cold showers. So your water will last a good while. So in the middle of the night, everything else, you can still run water. You can still get drinking water. You can still flush a commode. You're not carrying 5-gallon buckets. What we have here is a series of a bunch of 12-volt batteries I ran into. And as you see right here, this is the leads that go to the pump. They'll just hook up here. These are 1,042 amp hour batteries out of commercial vehicles. But what we'll do is we'll take you outside now, and I've got an extra pump and everything lined up, and I can show you in detail how this thing works and go over the parts and the pieces. Okay, we've got this little simple pump right here mocked up. This is just a Shurflo pump. It's a 4 gallons or 2.8 gallons per minute, 4 amp draw. It goes as high as 45 pound of pressure. As I was saying before, it is adjustable. There's a little screw right here where you can adjust it up and down from 30 to 40 pound of pressure. That right there is your adjustment. This has got its own pressure switch on it. It'll be using the pressure tank that's already in your own home. This system right here, we'll take it from this end. This is what would be coming out of your tote. This is the supply line going in. It'll come out this side. What I didn't show you on the other one, you can see in the video, is this is just a drain line. Should you want to drain that 275 gallon tote at some point in time, This just converts it from a 1/2-inch pipe to hose thread. You can just hook a hose on it and run it out, whether it's a basement door or out the shed or whatever. You can just open the valve and let it drain instead of using the pump to pump it all. But then it just goes up. This is your one-way check valve, and this would be glued into your home water line. Now, whether this is PVC, you can have it converted over and go into PEX, the plastic tubing. You can have it a T with a threaded fitting on it to go into copper. Just depending on what your house has, it may not necessarily be 1-inch PVC. But this is all it is. This right here is available on eBay anywhere from about $40. This pump here is American made. It's $90. The price of the tote will run about $125 for a food grade, but you want to make sure it was used with food material in it. So be very careful where you buy them. You can buy tanks from Carolina Water Tank or Tractor Supply. Any of those people sell tanks. It'll depend on what you can fit in your building or what you can fit in your house. So the whole thing's set up, not counting the batteries. This thing was really intended to be set up to where it was in a garage. Storm comes, you go ahead and fill it full. Storm hits, you take the 2 leads from the pump, the positive and negative, put alligator clips on it like in the video, and just hook it to your car battery. The batteries that are in the water house over there right now, the pump house, are just hooked to a charger. That whole system right there is getting a 12 kW solar power system set up on it at some point. We do homesteading. We are a contractor. We do homesteading and prepping for the other 99%. So not everybody's got the ability to write a $20,000 check all at one time or a $30,000 check. So we do projects a little bit at a time as it goes. But I just wanted to show you this is a very simple setup. Whether you're pumping out of a tote, if you just use 55-gallon drums, you just need to be prepared should a storm come to have water one way or another. You can't necessarily, we're going to be doing a series on this, whether you're pumping from a well, municipal water source, spring water. We're going to make about 3 or 4 videos here in the very near future. This is a very simple off-grid project. You can be using it for off-grid, emergency water pumping in the winter time, should your lines freeze. There's a bunch of different scenarios. The next video will be back up at base camp in the mountains where we have a larger supply of totes, drums, everything. I'll be showing you on those videos how to attach the supply line to the container that you'll be using, whether it be pipe thread or what they call buttress threads. There's a whole bunch of different things and adapters. But stay tuned. If you like it, share it. I see we're all the way up to 40 subscribers now. We're setting the world on fire. I'd like to say a special thank you to all the people at CPN Asheville. We had a real good show about 2 weeks ago on moving and handling water. And we've had a pile of questions, and this is why I'm doing these videos. We'll be back on the 17th of theirs doing another water show. I'll be there answering questions, and I'm going to have a whole pile of displays hopefully there. So like it, share it, tell your friends about it, and any questions, the website is on the screen, and also email. You may have to send me a picture of what you're doing. I have no problem recommending and giving you ideas and telling you where to get the material. If you email me with a question, I may ask you to send a picture so I can understand where you're coming from. Thank you very much, and hit the subscribe button. Thank you.